Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by my channel. Back to Laos. Just want to get into a topic that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody's trying to avoid it. It's detention by ICE. Back in January of this year, I did my annual ICE check-in, and I didn't know what was going to happen. A lot of my buddies were already deported, and I kind of sensed something was going to happen, but I did prepare and pack my clothes just in case. So when I went down there, I turned in my paperwork and they made me wait like almost an hour and a half. Usually it's never that long. Usually it's like 20 minutes. You turn in your paperwork, 20 minutes, they tell you to come back in 1 year. Well, this time when I went down there, it was like an hour and a half long. I was like, man, something's up. I'm probably going to be detained. And sure enough, they didn't tell you that they're going to detain you. They tell you, hey, we want to give you an interview. So I went in there, and as soon as I went in there, they took me into a room and started asking all these questions about, hey, where are you from? Are you afraid to go back to your country? I told them I wasn't afraid to go back to my country. I didn't want to be to where they sent me to a third country that I wasn't from. That was my biggest fear, of being sent to a third country. You're not even from there, but yet they want to send you there. Well, after that, they asked all those questions. They booked me in, put me in a holding tank. I was in the holding tank for like 10 hours, 12 hours before they even moved me to my next destination. So when I got there to the detention center, it was just like, man, here we go again, being rebooked in there for another 8-9 hours. So by the time when I got into a bed, man, it was like almost 20 hours that they had me in there for. Finally, I get into a bed after 20 hours, and I made my bed and just went to sleep. Only slept probably about 2 hours. I don't even know if I slept 2 hours, but I think I did. Woke up and just started looking around. Just imagine you being 50 years old and being in jail. It wasn't all that bad being in there. I mean, I met a lot of cool people. There was a older guy named Randy, Laos guy from Stockton. Shout out Randy. Man, he was just really cool. He kind of, he gave me food, the basics, and showed me around, and that's what I needed after spending 20 hours in the cell. He was telling me about how a lot of people were filing habeas, and I'm like, man, what's a habeas? Well, now let me explain what a habeas is. A habeas is when the government violates your rights. The government, while re-detaining you, they violated your rights. I know people say, hey, these guys are already on their way to, their destination. They have no rights. Well, you know what? You'd be surprised. We do have rights. And when they violate your rights, you can challenge them. And that's what a habeas is. You're challenging them that they violated your Fifth Amendment rights, which is due process. So if you get arrested, you're supposed to get some sort of court date. We didn't make up these laws. The laws were already there. And then they also violate your Eighth Amendment right. The Eighth Amendment rights that they violated is prolonged detention. That means they can't just come re-detain you and they don't have anything to send you back to your country. After hearing all these rights that they violated, I'm like, man, you know what? I should just challenge the government. So my buddy Randy, he gave me a habeas form, and he was telling me, hey, what I should fill out. And so I filled out the habeas, and also where they were asking for counsel. There's a form that asks for counsel and then also a fee waiver. I mean, most people that are already in detention centers, man, we're already stuck between a rock and a hard place. While all this is going on, I also filed to get my state charges vacated. Well, a lot of people don't know that you have to get your charges vacated. If you don't get those charges vacated, whatever you file isn't going to help you. It's just you're bleeding and you're putting a Band-Aid on there. So I filed my state charges to get vacated back in November. Then in March, my state charges got vacated. And I'm like, man, cool, sweet. I thought, man, I'm home free. So my lawyer filed a motion to stay for me. That got granted. And then to reopen my case, which is a motion to stay and a motion to reconsider, I waited for like a month and a half. And when the decision came back and they told me, well, we're going to deny this motion because you waited too long. I'm like, wait too long? I mean, my charges are no longer there. What do you mean wait too long? Habeas was still going, but it was taking a long time for the habeas. I mean, it was like 3 months. They still didn't make a decision. All this time, you're just sitting there. The habeas, no decision came back. And right now, I was probably 3.5 months in, and all you do is it's just a waiting game. Your loved ones are spending money to come visit you, your phone calls, your commissary, but that's all the stuff that, you signed up for. I wasn't mad. I wasn't bitter. I mean, I knew when I was running the streets as a young kid, you signed up for all that stuff. You can't be mad at, society. You can't be mad at anybody. But all I needed was just something to give me hope on. That hope was the habeas. I mean, who doesn't want to get out and go back to their family? And also get back to the life that I left. I mean, I was tired of my wife coming to visit me every Sunday. She came like 18 Sundays in a row. My kids came, their, boyfriends came, and it was just getting tiring. So with this habeas, I just either wanted it to be done or send me back. That's how you feel when you're in there, man. They break your spirit, but it all depends on what type of person you are. Either you're gonna, get through it, or you're just gonna be spiraling downhill, going into depression. After about 4.5 months, man, the decision came back on my habeas. It was granted. I'm like, hell yeah. It was granted, and I was happy, but they also had 5 days to appeal. So I waited the 5 days and they didn't appeal. And I was happy. I didn't know if they were going to appeal that decision. My wife came to visit me that Sunday and I didn't even tell her, it was Mother's Day. She was like, where's my gift? And I was like, I'm just thinking, I might have a gift for you when I get out. I kept quiet because most of the time when they say released, you're not getting released from there. You're not getting released to the streets. You're going to Texas to get deported. So that's the reason why I didn't tell my family. I kept quiet. It was like 5 days later, they just said, hey, you're going home. And I told them, hey, where am I going? Oh, we don't know. We can't tell you that. So I just packed up all my stuff, gave all the food, everything to some of the people that made my time pass by. Gave it to them, and they came and got me, put me in a holding tank, and here we go again, another 10 hours before I was released. Once released, they gave me all my stuff, all my clothes and all that. They let me out the door, and man, smelling fresh air, free air. It's a whole lot different. I don't know what it is, but free air smells a whole lot better than anything. So I called my daughter's boyfriend, told him not to tell anybody that I'm coming home. I get home and man, I snuck into my youngest daughter's bedroom. She didn't even know it, and man, she just broke down crying, gave me a big hug, and then I knocked in my oldest daughter's room, and she didn't expect anything, and man, we both, gave each other hugs, and my wife was out in the backyard watering her garden. She didn't even know I was home or anything, so I snuck in where my little area that I watch football at, and I sat there, and I told my daughter's boyfriend to call her to, for her to come in. And they did, and she came in, and she didn't think nothing of it, and then she saw me, and man, she broke down crying. Man, I'm a strong person, and just seeing her like that, man, they don't know how that affects you, all whatever you're going through. So we gave each other a big long hug, and that was one of the best days in my life. After all the hugs, the crying, they asked me, what do you want as your first meal as a free man? Man, we went and had breakfast. I had my noodle and all that. I don't know what it is, man. Your first meal, it tastes great. We went home after that, man. I just relaxed, kicked my feet up on my couch. I didn't have to listen to anybody yelling and all that and making animal noises in there. I got to watch whatever I wanted to watch, and it was just the best feeling being free. But 2 days later, I had to report to ICE. When I did report the first time, they gave me 30 days. And then after that, 3 days later, they told me that I have a redetention hearing up in Concord. And for all you guys that know, I had, went up there and they did make a decision on that. So right now, I got some paperwork. The decision they made was for ICE to be able to redetain me. Man, they have my travel documents, and that's what I would have been sharing with everybody. But I did have a little hope. I filed an appeal, which is this right here, on my case. So they did accept it, and I don't know, I've been waiting on the decision on the appeal and a motion to stay, which means by the time they make the decision, my motion to stay, they're gonna allow me to stay fighting my case until the appeal is done. Well, I got a letter today. Here's the letter. As you can see, all right, man, it's not even open, so let's see what it does. Let's see what it says. I honestly thought that this was an appeal for my immigration case. This was an appeal for my bond hearing. So now they're saying, now it's on paperwork that they have my travel documents, and they told it is further ordered that respondent may be detained for removal. I mean, it is what it is now. At least I got an extra 30 days to spend with my family. That's if they don't come kick down my door and re-detain me. If anybody has a loved one that's detained and don't know what to do legally, just reach out to me and I can do my best to answer any questions that you guys have. I'm here to help. Thanks for watching and have a good one.